I don't think it's be out in the morning.
Oh, well, it's morning here, so morning.
Evening.
Afternoon.
So we're just doing a very quick film because we have just pulled up to the hospital. We are here at Triage, maternity Triage, to check on Sheila and baby. Got hair on your face.
Oh, okay.
Just because there's been some bleeding. So today is Tuesday. Sheila had some bleeding on Sunday night.
Not much.
Not
when we
much.
say bleeding, more like kind of spotting.
Yeah. And then, so at the time we were like, it's pretty common to bleed a little bit. We'll give it an hour and see. And there was no more. So, and yesterday there was no more. So we felt like pretty good about that decision, that it was fine to just kind of leave it. But this morning woke up with another bit of spotting
overnight.
Quite more red than brown. So
yeah.
We text our midwife, who's actually on holidays. So then we rang the midwives, but that went to voicemail because I don't think they have anybody manning the phones. You just leave a message and then they phone you back.
To voicemail, yeah. But that can take like 6 hours.
Yes, it depends on who's in and stuff and what they're doing. So we just dialed, because we got a bounce back from our midwife, like with numbers on it, and the other one was Triage. So we rang that and it was engaged loads of times. We had a bit of a debate about it, but to be honest, like I definitely err on the side of like, just get checked. Like, it doesn't hurt anybody. Like, I don't feel like we're wasting anybody's time. Like, even if they say everything's totally fine, great. It means that we can relax.
Yeah, I need that, because I would go the other way and I'd be like, we won't need to tell anybody and it's fine, and like there's nothing, and it's just a tiny little bit, and it doesn't mean anything, and it's all fine, and there's nothing else, and that's okay. And
that's how we didn't phone on Sunday, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because that was your attitude, and I was like, okay, well, we'll let you off for that for this one time.
Although, to be fair, I texted the midwife without being told to this morning.
Yeah, only because you knew that's what I was going to say.
Thought I'd get brownie points.
She literally woke me up and was like, I've had some spotting and I've been really brave and texted the midwife. And I was like, okay. I was a bit cross because you had...
Yeah, so I because I'm working today and Jess isn't, I'm awake earlier and I take the dogs out for a walk. I like to get my morning walk. I feel better after it.
She did all of that and then woke me and told me, so I was a bit cross.
But I felt like I couldn't wake you up and say, like, it just felt, and Jess had quite a stressful day yesterday because she had a really bad tooth situation with the dentist and lots of injections and pain, and when we got to bed her stomach was really sore, so I didn't even know if she'd had a good night's sleep because I had been solid all night. So I just felt like I couldn't go, wake up.
I know, but that makes me sad that you feel like you can't do that, because
I could, if I had been really scared or there'd been more, I think I would have.
You think you would have?
Can't say for definite.
So anyway, we've had words about that this morning, and we have now made a rule that I am always to be woken up even if I have not slept at all, and I've only fallen asleep in the last 3 minutes. She's still to wake me up.
I'm so glad I've got that on film now as well.
Yeah, no, but I'm serious.
I know you are. I
would never ever be annoyed with you for that.
I wasn't sure the right thing to do this morning because it was so little and I knew you'd be waking up in an hour or two, so
anyway. So now that we've got that sorted, and of course I woke up being like, right, well, we'll just phone, and then you were like, so I phoned, got a hold of somebody in maternity in Triage. They were really lovely and friendly, like, no problem, like, let me just pull up your notes here, chatty, pulled up the notes, actually accidentally cut us off. We'd ring back.
She was delighted when you brought
back.
Like,
I cut you off, I'm so sorry, I'm glad you phoned back. So yeah, that was fine, and she basically said, like, she asked lots of questions like, you know, has there been previous bleeding? So we said yes at like 5 weeks or whatever, but nothing since, or 6, whatever it was. They asked, was there any sign of anything, hematomas or anything in any of the scans? And we said no. Asked about smear, are you up to date with your smear? Like, just all those kind of like intelligent questions. So we answered all that, and she was like, yeah, look, like, it's pretty normal. However, just come in, we'll do a speculum exam, so like an internal exam to check the cervix. And we'll go from there, basically. So we're here, we're trying not to worry. Sheila's been second guessing any twinge, any feeling, any bubble.
Yeah, like just now I would say that I'm cramping a little bit, but I would have been doing this yesterday and not thought twice about it. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah,
because they asked, I was a bit surprised because they asked, has there been any cramping? And she was like, a little bit this morning, and I'm like, you did not tell me this. So anyway, Today is not the day to be cross.
Don't add stress to stress. It's no good.
So yeah, we're gonna go in now. There's no like appointment times, you just have to rock up. So we're gonna go rock up. We did ask on the phone, was I allowed to go with her, and I am, so that's good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna head in just now, get checked out, and hopefully we'll be back to report everything is fine.
Peace of mind.
Due course. Yes. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hi. So we're currently in the hospital room. We are waiting on a doctor who is in surgery, so we don't know how long that's going to be. But I don't know if that's going to be really annoying when you're watching it on your TV.
Make everybody feel seasick.
Yeah, so the midwife came in and just asked the same kind of questions again. It was actually really nice when we arrived in triage and we gave her name. The woman who had spoke to us on the phone was like, "Oh, hiya." She like was there, so that was really handy. She put us straight in a side room. We didn't even wait. We just came straight in here. Yeah, so she asked us if we wanted her to try and hear the heartbeat, and she said like that can. I wasn't sure if somebody's going to come in there. They're not. She said she wasn't sure if that would make it better or worse, because sometimes they don't hear the heartbeat at this stage, like with a Doppler.
The little Doppler, yeah.
And we were looking at each other like, oh, like, because we
How
both
will we feel
want.
if she can't hear it?
Exactly, like we both want to hear the heartbeat, but we're also really scared that if she couldn't. So it took her a while, and probably not really, probably only 5 minutes, but it felt like forever. But she did hear it, and it was
really strong.
Really strong. And I'm really annoyed at myself because she said, "Oh, do you want to record it?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's okay. We already have a recording." And like as soon as I said it, I regretted it. Like I instantly wanted to record it, but anyway, so we didn't record that. But I keep waiting for somebody to come in. I think we're going to be a while here anyway. But we heard the heartbeat. The heartbeat's good and strong. And
they did like my blood pressure, which was fine, which I was a little bit worried about because I've had some headaches and bits and pieces, and because I'm on the aspirin, I think at the back of my mind I've been a little bit nervous,
worried about
blood
that.
Pressure. So
it was all normal and good.
Normal. They did a urine sample. That seems to be fine. Nobody said otherwise.
I don't know what that's. I don't know who's testing that for what. So we haven't heard back about the urine sample.
I think did
they test it for something?
said, "Do you want me to go and test that?"
Oh, okay.
So I guess they were just checking for protein or sugar or whatever it is they check for. So.
But it sounds like it's all good. He's got a nice, good, strong heartbeat at the moment, so we're happy with that. And we're now waiting for the doctor.
The doctor will probably still do like a little cervix exam just to see if they can identify where the bleeding is coming from, just so that they know, or that we know, I guess. But she did say she might not. They've also gone to ask about us getting a scan, but they're very doubtful because the scan department's busy and they're quite strict, and because it's not been a big bleed. Yeah,
and I suspect now that they've heard the heartbeat, she also won't push it as hard as they maybe would have if she couldn't have heard the heartbeat.
I'm okay with that, given that we've heard the heartbeat, to be fair. Like,
I know, I'd
it would
really
be
like to
lovely.
see him.
Like, it would be magic, but the heartbeat is probably enough to make me feel okay.
So that's us for now. We'll give you an update after we see the doctor, but we just wanted to just kind of check in.
While we're sitting here waiting.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye.
We're back.
Hello. Wearing a mask doesn't help my fringe. Anyway.
Everything looks fine. Since our last update, the doctor came in, hurt Sheila a lot with a speculum.
Not a lot, just
it was so hard to watch.
A bit uncomfortable. She checked my belly, she listened to my belly,
she said it was
okay. Very gurgly.
Which I think is because we're both starving. Because it's now like 12:30 and we've yet to eat anything today.
Yeah. And I did the cervix check, so the cervix was nice and closed and there was no evidence of any blood or anything. They did a swab just to get that checked. We'll get the results. Well, the bit of paper they gave us said Sunday and she said try Friday, so later this week we'll get the results of that, but she doesn't anticipate it being anything to worry about. So yeah, feels better. It
does feel better. I am always more reassured by seeing him move. I know that makes no sense because I know he could move and have a terrible heart rate. So now having a strong heart rate is the strongest indicator that he is good. But like I don't know, I think I said before, he always feels more real to me when I see his arms and legs moving around. So we did request like a reassurance scan, but like they totally fobbed us off.
Well, I mean, when she
we're
said
not worried about us, so
she said to us that she was going to put in a scan request. The midwife did, but it was very hard to get them to accept scans because the ultrasound department are very strict and very busy. And because it hasn't been a big bleed, she wasn't sure that they would accept the request.
Yeah.
And then when we asked at the end there to the doctor just said, oh well, they'll phone you if they've accepted it to give you an appointment, which felt a little bit fobby-offy.
Yeah, which is fine, because again, we were saying we quite like to be fobbed off because we know there's nothing wrong, because and the doctor, she was a junior doctor, and she was so nice, and she kept lovely, saying, you are never ever hassling us, you are not bothering us, like always phone, you've done the right thing.
Any more bleeding, she's, even if you get down to the car and something doesn't feel right, come back
up. Yeah, she was like, what did she didn't say bother, what was the word she kept using?
Hassle?
You're never hassle?
Maybe something like that.
Yeah,
that was the gist of it.
But she said it over and over, like she was like, just say, like, you're never ever hassle to us.
Absolutely done the right thing. Because I did laugh and I said, that's funny because I wasn't for coming at all and I was okay, and Jess was. And I says, I'm really glad that we have, because I feel better. She goes, oh, she says, you've absolutely done the right thing. Like, you really should have come in. So that felt nice as well.
Sorry, funny story that I just remembered. I don't think you heard. Maybe you did hear. So when the junior doctor was doing the speculum swab, whatever, they had to have another person in with them. So I think that was like a midwife or a nurse or somebody, maybe a nurse. But the other woman who was in the room with us was like chatting away. Well, the junior doctor was asking us, have you had a think about names? Because we had said we know we're having a boy. And we were like, oh yeah. And Sheila said, did you hear the nurse now? So Sheila said, all the names that I like, Jess hates. And all the names that Jess likes, I hate, or the name, whatever. But the nurse misheard Sheila and thought Sheila said, so the name that I like, Jess hates. So she said something back like, oh, Jessaya, that's unusual. She thought that she heard Jess hates and it put it into some sort of name. I said, that's unusual, lovely. And I was like,
bless her for trying.
Because Sheila hadn't actually said any name, she just said the name that I like, Jess hates, and then
I said my favourite name, Jess hates, and Jess's favourite name, I hate.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find a compromise.
So when you said my favourite name, Jess hates, she went, oh, Jess hates, that's very unusual, lovely. And I was just like, so then that's what I went on to say.
Okay.
One of Sheila's favourite names is Hamish, and I think that's too Scottish, and one of my favourite names is Maverick, but Sheila doesn't like that. So we were like talking about that then, and I was saying, and then the nurse was like all confused.
Catch up again.
But it did make me laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I would have liked a reassurance scan, but I also appreciate that you don't just get one of those because of a tiny bit of bleeding.
Yeah. And I would have liked one, but I feel really reassured by the heartbeat, because even when we go for a scan, like, it's always the heartbeat that I like, that I concentrate on, and I really like that. That's the bit that gives me baby's heart beating the way it's supposed to. Like, that gives me like a
settled feeling.
Yeah. I know you like the movement. I like the movement too. But
so we feel reassured. Yeah. We kind of knew it was okay, but also I'm quite glad that our first experience of going to triage wasn't too stressful. Yeah. It wasn't because there was some serious reason. So if we did need to go again, we would both be pretty open to like just ring them, go, we know it's fine and positive.
Yeah.
You know?
And they were, I mean, everybody we came into contact with was lovely. But the midwife, she had a student midwife with her,
who was also lovely.
And then the doctor, junior doctor, but she was lovely. And then
I thought she had brilliant eyebrows. And when she left the room, I was like, oh, I love her eyebrows. And she was like, no, I don't like them. I thought they were like, you know, that style that's like fluffy,
like feathers up.
It wasn't too feathered though. It was just no, it wasn't, because it was still within the lines of her eyebrow. Because I hate the feathers that go like really mad up like that, but they were just within the lines of her. And I was just like, oh, I really like her eyebrows. And they said that, and she was like, oh no, I don't like them. I was like, well, I'm doing mine like that for the wedding.
What wedding?
Anyway, so we feel reassured. It's now 4 hours later.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to McDonald's because we're both starving, and McDonald's is on the way home.
Yeah, and I need to get back then to do a bit of work, because I haven't told anybody from work that I'm not at work. I've got away with it so far, so we're okay. Yeah,
maybe we shouldn't post this video to YouTube.
Oh, not that I work for YouTube, but my work colleagues watch the videos. Hi, I'm Skyvin.
Alright, we're getting delirious now, we're starving, so we're gonna go, but we just wanted to kind of come back and tell you that everything is okay, and then our first trip to triage was fine and a success, and hopefully the last.
Yeah, and also very reassured that nobody thought that we were wasting their time.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing.
Oh yeah, but Sheila,
I know, but I'm just being honest about
I
it.
know.
Like, that is my
You don't
thing.
even know what I was about to complain at you for.
No, what now? What else?
Just because at the end of it all, when she like got her clothes on, she sat up, she turned around to me, she's like, I'm so sorry for being a bother. Like, yes, you're such a bother to me. I know.
I don't like it.
I know, but I just think that like, you are not a bother.
Some days you say I am.
Yeah, but not today. You're a bother like when you're annoying.
But apparently not today.
No, it's never going to be a bother. You are never hassling me,
I
as
know.
the doctor would say. Anywho, let's go get some food.
I'm also very thirsty.
Yeah, we got some drinks in the Costa on the way out, but we did not get food.
No. Okay.
Talk to you soon.
I'm going back to work, honest.
After McDonald's. But it is lunchtime, you're allowed to take
And when I
lunch.
lunch, yeah.
Alright, bye folks.
Bye.